everyone, we are on our way up to Tuktoyaktuk. Right now we are in the Yukon, camping on this beautiful lake with our 2002 Toyota Tacoma that we've just put a ton of work into. I wanted to walk you guys around the truck today, show you everything that we've done, show you our camping equipment, show you a little bit about the truck itself, and a few of the repairs that we've done to get ourselves up here to take this 20-something-year-old truck up to the Arctic Circle and up to the end of the world. So let's do a quick walk through the truck and I will show you everything about it. I'm just gonna go from front to back. So under the hood is your 3.4 5VZ FE gasoline engine. We've kept it pretty stock. We've had to do a little bit of maintenance on it over the years, but nothing crazy. We've had the cooling system done. We've done all like the plugs and wires and all that stuff, filters, just keep the engine as healthy as we possibly can. But honestly, we haven't changed it too much. It's a good little reliable engine. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it will get you there eventually. The only thing that we've done in the engine bay is to add a battery cutoff switch for our dual battery system that's in the bed of the truck. So I can control the power coming off of our start battery going to the house battery in the back. That's really it, just a little bit of an electrical mod there. The wheels and tires that we decided to go with were a nice classic set of Steelies and the BF Goodrich KO2 tires. These tires are 265/70 R16s, like I said, on the Steelies. For the suspension, we're running a Bilstein coilover. So it's actually a Bilstein shock with an Eibach spring in there to give the truck 2 inches of lift up front. They're adjustable, so you can give or take as much height up to 3 inches as you'd like. I'm running them at about 2 inches up front. Seems to be good. Nice and simple with the Bilsteins and the Eibach springs. Now moving on, it's just a pretty bone stock interior. I'm sure you guys have all seen old Tacomas before. Right now it is pretty dirty because we've been on the road for quite a few days now. This truck's nice because it is the double cab. A little bit of room in the back as well, a little bit more than your extended cab. It's nice to have that little bit of extra room, but then you do sacrifice a little bit of bedroom. But I find that we still have plenty of room in the bed of the truck. In the rear of the truck for springs, we are running an All Pro Expedition leaf pack, and that is good up to about 500 pounds of consistent weight. I was looking at quite a few different leaf springs. I was looking at the Dakar ones from ARB, I believe, and a couple other springs, and in order to keep my budget and not blow out my budget and get an expensive pair of Deaver springs or something like that, the only springs that I could find within my budget to hold the amount of weight that I needed to hold back here were the All Pro springs, specifically the Expedition leaf pack. So if you're looking for a set of springs that are good quality and not too expensive, the All Pro springs have been pretty good. The only thing that I can complain about the All Pro leaf spring pack so far is they've been super noisy and really creaky for some reason. So when the truck is articulating in the rear, like the creaking and the cracking and the clunking is pretty bad. I've had to put some lubrication on those springs to get them to quiet down, but they're still super noisy, so that's kind of annoying, you know. For the shocks in the rear, we're just running a nice and simple Bilstein 5100. So another mod we did when installing the new leaf spring pack was to go with the U-bolt flip kit, and it's been awesome. It gives a ton more ground clearance because that spring plate no longer hangs below the axle tube. It actually sits on top of the leaf pack now, giving a lot more ground clearance to work with in deep ruts and rocks. So that's been an awesome modification. What we had to do though when relocating that spring plate was to also relocate the bottom shock mount, because the bottom shock mount from factory would sit right around here on that spring plate, and when we got rid of that spring plate, we had to relocate this bottom shock mount, which we effectively welded onto our axle tube. And yeah, pretty easy modification, just relocating that bottom shock. And you know what, we're really happy with it. The truck flexes really well and everything performs really well, and it can hold as much weight as we want back here and now have appropriate ground clearance. A good tip to remember is if you're looking to extend your bump stops on these first-gen Tacomas or third-gen 4Runners, go to your local junkyard and pull a set off of an early 2000s Chevy Blazer. They'll give you a couple of inches of extension from the factory bump stops on these old trucks, and they're great if you just installed a lift kit on your truck or on your 4Runner and you need some extended bump stops. Yeah, go check out the old Chevy Blazers and pull those bump stops off. I've got these for like $5 a side, so it's better than spending hundreds of dollars on aftermarket bump stops that you just don't need. Now moving on to the camping setup, we have the AllTerra OV1 camper. So it's your bed up top as well as a truck topper, and you actually get up into the tent through the vehicle. You climb into the bed of the truck, and then the beds kind of fold away and you can climb up into your bed. It's pretty cool. We're also running a 270-degree awning, which has been really nice for the afternoon rain showers that we continually get up here in northern Canada. It's starting to hail now too. I've always had just the straight pull-out awnings, and I can say that this 270 is probably one of my favorite pieces of kit ever. It's just so nice how it wraps around the truck and gives you so much coverage. So in the rear of the truck for our camping setup, we're still just running a couple of boxes back here. We have a kitchen box. This is our camera equipment box. And we have a box for truck maintenance stuff, some spare parts and recovery equipment, and then a couple of water jugs. And for our fridge here, we have the Iceco APL 55 liter dual zone. So it's a fridge and a freezer, or double fridge or double freezer. There's two compartments to it. This fridge has been great so far. It's super efficient. It drains our 100 amp hour battery about 5% overnight. So we'll pull up to camp, the battery will be at 100%. And then when I check it in the morning to see how much power we've used, the battery's sitting at about 95%. So it's cool because there's an eco mode on the fridge, and then there's also a full-on power mode. So if it's really hot outside and you want that fridge to be really keeping up with the demanding temps, you can kick it up a notch and put it onto max. Or if you're just chilling out at camp, you can just change it over to eco mode. So I'm actually super impressed with the quality of the fridge and with the efficiency of it. Those two things have been really great. All right, so for our battery management system, we are using a 40 amp DC-DC charger to charge our lithium 100 amp hour battery. It's a bit overkill, and this is a pretty big charger for the size battery that we have, but it's been pretty good. I mean, it charges that battery super quick. And then once it's fully topped up, I like to kill the power to this from our engine battery, just because lithium doesn't like to hover at 100% for too long. And when the lithium battery is at 100% and then you keep feeding it more and more power, you can run into some overcharging issues. But this has a built-in overcharge protection system in it that's been great. So I just try to be cognizant of how big this charger is versus the size of our battery. So far, it's been a pretty good pair, and I'm happy with it. And then we just have our little ammo can thing that we made that we plug our fridge into. I have an electrical panel with like a 12-volt socket and a couple of USB ports and switches. And it's been pretty good. That's just what we plug our fridge into. System's been great. It's been pretty reliable. No problems with it so far. Another one of our systems that I've been really enjoying is the Dometic faucet. It makes it so easy that we don't have to pour water anymore out of our water jugs because we don't have permanent style tanks in the truck. We still are using the big plastic jugs, but with the Dometic faucet, you're not having to lift the jug and pour it out. It's such a game changer to be able to just stop and fill up our water bottles on the side of the road. So that is the walkthrough of our 2002 Toyota Tacoma. A little bit about the truck and a little bit about the camping mods that we've done. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching our video, and we will catch you in the next adventure.